And new at 10, WHSV's Andrew Clay tells us the exclusive story of a Valley boy who hopes to join the brave men and women defending our country, even though he may be denied that opportunity one day.
11-year-old Matthew Mitchell has his future all planned out.
Well, I want to protect my country. I want to fly a helicopter, maybe.
Whether it's basketball, baseball, or football, he loves just being part of a team. He's a lot like most fifth graders that way, but he's also very different.
We didn't know that he was missing his arm when we were pregnant with him, and when the nurse came around the curtain and said, well, you know, he's breathing on his own, but we did find something, you just don't know what the next words are going to say or what she's going to say. And then when she said he was missing, you know, his right hand, I demanded to see him. I had to see him. You know, all thoughts go through your mind. Am I able to raise a one-handed child? You know, is this, what did I do? What did I do wrong? I blame myself. And my sister looked at me and she said, well, why not you? How do you know God didn't say, this is your path, this is it?
4 out of every 10,000 babies in the U.S. are born missing parts of their arms or hands. 100% spend the rest of their lives learning to adapt.
Can't is a bad word in our house, and that goes for all the children here. There was one time when he was a baby, he had messed up his room. Well, I told him, I said, you need to clean up this room. He said, well, I can't, I only have one hand. I said, no. That one little hand messed up the room, that one little hand can clean it up.
That no-quit mentality is exactly what Matthew will need if he plans to serve. Currently, military medical standards prohibit people with physical disabilities from serving, a lesson he only recently learned.
I expected him to have a meltdown, to cry. He didn't. He said, Mom, I need a pencil and a paper. And I said, well, why? He said, I'm going to write the president. And that's what he did.
I said, Dear Mr. Obama, I am Matthew Mitchell, and I'm 11 years old. Just told him a little about myself. And then I said, I think that people with disabilities should be in the military.
For the past month, Matthew has written letters to anyone he thinks could help. As our cameras rolled, his first response arrived.
It's from 4,000?
4,000 Defense
Pentagon, Washington, D.C. Thank you for your recent letter to Secretary of Defense Chuck Hagel. Currently, any disease, injury, or congenital condition associated with any part of the upper extremity that prevents satisfactory performance of duty is disqualifying.
What do you think? What are we going to do? I don't like telling my children they can't do anything. I don't like the answer no. There's a workaround. You can't tell me that there's not a place for him and for boys and girls like him. I'm not saying maybe they don't need to be on the front lines, but there's administrative work. Their brains work just as well as yours and mine.
I think instead maybe like we need to try a little bit harder than just sending letters. I think we need to like boost it up a little bit more.
And try harder is exactly what Matthew will do. And if the letters don't work, he's ready to travel to Washington. In Fishersville, Andrew Clay, WHSV News.
And Matthew is also asking you to help him send letters. You can find a link to his campaign on WHSV.com.